Duolingo, which, to be honest, like, yeah, it's great, but a complete waste of time.
Mhm.
I think I was on like day 600 and I was
Nice.
doing the same things. I remember I woke up one day and I said, enough, no more Duolingo. Like,
Okay. How long did it take you to start seeing your first results?
I would say I probably, even within 12 weeks, felt better, but definitely after 6 months, I can sit there in a group of Spanish people or one to one with my Spanish friends, and they don't have to talk to me in English. We can talk in Spanish, which is so nice. I think the time that you spend on Duolingo, you can do 5 minutes of talking into WhatsApp. Choose a method that's going to deliver something rather than 5 minutes a day on Duolingo. Do 5 minutes on WhatsApp, sending a voice message and practicing. That's far better.
Today I'm here with Sam from the UK, who needed to learn Spanish for.
For work,
Okay, wonderful.
for work and for
So,
life.
okay, so the first thing, introduce yourself, like in a few seconds. So, who are you? Why did you need to speak Spanish exactly? That's a little bit.
Sure. So I'm Sam. I live in Spain actually. I'm from the UK, but I moved to Spain 2 years ago for work. And yeah, when I moved here, I spoke very basic Spanish, super basic. But in order to integrate and just feel a bit more part of it, I wanted to perfect or improve my Spanish, and that was my goal.
Okay, so if you have to name your biggest struggle at the beginning, um, before we started working together, what was it?
My biggest struggle, I would say, my brain. I have a scientist brain, so I'm not blessed with learning languages. I always struggled at school. Learning rules, trying to memorize conjugations is not something I find easy. So, yeah, I think just confusing all the different tenses and
Mhm.
just practicing, having the ability to speak in a safe space with someone rather than in a class format for me was what's worked really well.
Okay, and what did you try before? Like,
I
um,
claro, I did Duolingo, um, but oh God, I've done exercise books, podcasts. Um, my partner at the time spoke Spanish, so we would practice a little bit, but yeah, so all sorts really.
okay, and what was missing from those methods that you were trying before?
the the consistency and probably the commitment as well. So having a teacher that's kind of dedicated um and tailoring the journey to you as an incentive and tells you to yourself that you're taking it seriously. Um so I think almost a bit of a self-commitment that you're up for properly learning rather than Duolingo, which, to be honest, like, yeah, it's great, but a complete waste of time.
Mhm.
I think I was on like day 600 and I was
Nice.
doing the same things
Six
again and
hundred.
again.
Well, I have people that they have been like for 2,000 days.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
No,
great.
I agree. I remember I woke up one day and I said, enough, no more Duolingo. Like,
Okay. What was the moment when you thought, okay, I need to change the way I'm learning? Do you remember if there was a specific thing that made you think, okay, I need to change this?
I think it just came from a place of moving here and not being able to communicate with locals and Spanish people. And I was like, no, I want to be able to speak well. And
Mm.
the thing for me has always been I want to get my personality across in Spanish rather than boring Spanish and blah blah blah. I went to the beach. Actually tell a story with personality and be me in another language. That's my goal.
Okay, perfect. What did you see in the way we were working that make you think, okay, maybe this is different, maybe this should uh, this should work?
I Well, the fact that we communicate frequently, nearly most days, when I'm good. um, and the communication method through WhatsApp, and that just works really well for me. I can kind of integrate it into my life, um, versus I don't know, taking myself off for a week for an intensive course that
Mm.
may or may not work.
Okay.
So,
Okay. And what were you expecting to achieve in the first few months? I mean, you started doing something new. Did you have any expectation or any goal that you thought, okay, I want or I'm expecting to achieve this specifically?
um, I didn't have a specific goal in the sense of I want to pass a certain exam. Ultimately, I did need to pass my A2, yeah, my
Uh-huh.
ADOS, for my application. But yeah, it was just more about a feeling myself, feeling that I could communicate. Really,
Mm,
nothing very exciting.
okay. So let's go into these first months. What did you what did your practice actually look like? What was the work actually look like that you were doing?
So when we started, it was, I would say, more basic conversational practicing, and Abel would give me a series of questions, uh, or topics to talk about, and then I will send a voice note on WhatsApp. Sometimes I will talk for 30 seconds, and then more recently, I've been talking for 11 minutes, about specific topics. And what I liked about it was when Abel and I first spoke, it was, what are you interested in? So those early topics and practices initially were topics of interest to me. So I would be talking about yoga for whatever, because that's something I'm passionate about, and therefore we'll talk more. And then I would receive the corrections back against what I would say. And for me, that was just a great way of learning. And it felt quite modern, quite intuitive, and it's not sat there writing out conjugations. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's gone in. I've learned definitely.
There's a lot of people that they think that I ask people to talk for a specific number of minutes. You know, it's like when they say like, well, for example, no, that you are telling me I was speaking last week, in fact, no, right? That it was like 11 minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
People think that I ask you to speak for 11 minutes.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
not like that. It's like you are speaking about the things that you want to speak,
yeah,
but I
exactly.
don't tell you how long do you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Right?
I think if it's a topic of interest, it's easier. I remember doing classes. I did actually have classes with another teacher, um, way before, and I remember doing topics that, you know, were of no interest whatsoever. And it's like, okay, well, this is fine, but I'm never going to talk about this with anybody. So talking about things we're passionate about or interested in is better, in my view.
How long did it take you to start seeing your first results? The first time that you said, "Oh, I'm improving."
Um, I'm very hard on myself. I would say I probably, even within 12 weeks, felt better, but definitely after 6 months, I can go and, I don't understand everything. I'm still not fluent, but I can sit there in a group of Spanish people or one to one with my Spanish friends, and they don't have to talk to me in English. We can talk in Spanish, which is so nice.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, I'm proud. I'm happy. I'm more determined. Almost the better I get, the more determined I am to continue to improve. I said
Yeah.
to you last week, I feel like we have momentum at the moment.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, I want to keep the momentum going and kind of
But this is
cross the
because
line.
of you, because at the end, a lot of people they try and it's not working, or they are still not where they want to be, and they say, "Okay, I give up."
Yeah,
In your case, it's not happening. So the more you give, the faster you improve.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Like,
you hit blockages 100%. Like you reach points where you think, I just don't understand this. But then you go into the next one, and but you just have to try
mhm.
ultimately, and you have to just keep going. And there are little moments where things just click, and that's quite rewarding, I think.
When something clicks, it's going to be always because there's work behind.
Yeah,
It's never because I'm going to continue doing the same that I'm not understanding and suddenly it clicks. It won't click if you don't continue, if you give up, or if you start doing things that they are not based on speaking. You know, it's
yeah,
like it's
yeah,
never going to click. But suddenly there's something that clicks based on what you are doing in terms of
yeah,
speaking. So that's the
yeah,
how the
yeah,
process.
yeah.
What surprised you the most in a good or in a bad way about what we were doing?
Um, almost take this in the spirit that it's meant. Like almost the lack of structure. So the fact that we would one week talk about this topic and this tense, the next week we might not even learn a specific thing. We might just talk about politics or taxes or travels or whatever it might be, you know. And yeah, the fact that it was varied and dynamic, I that's how my brain works. Like
Mhm.
my brain's a mess. So
Something that fits what you were looking for. Okay. How did you fit Spanish in your day, and how do you actually do it into your day? Even maybe at some point you feel that you don't have time, you are so busy because you
yeah.
are a very busy person, right? So how do you manage to fit Spanish into your routine?
I try. I don't every day, but probably like at least two, three, 4 times a week do the voice messages. Sometimes I'll do several questions at once. Sometimes I'll try and do one per day, which is better. Um, but I listen to podcasts. I still listen to um, different Spanish speaking podcasts, which that's really good. I watch Spanish TV on Netflix and just try and I'm just trying to surround myself with it as much as possible. And of course, being in Spain is helpful. I am
Hmm.
in Catalonia, where they don't speak a lot of Spanish. Um, but yeah,
Do you have like a real situation? Do you remember a real situation that you trained with me and then faced in real life?
um, well, the exam, the A2 exam for my nationality application, we focused on that in the weeks before, and I passed that, which was the first exam that I've done in 10 years, more than
Uh-huh.
10 years since university. So yeah, passed that with 81%. So that was great. Um, so that's probably like my most tenable thing. But like I say, just being with friends, being able to express my future desire, you know, my personality. Like I said, I want to be able to express who I am to them, not
Mhm.
some boring English guy.
Okay. How do you overcome the fear of making mistakes in front of people? Because that's something that in your particular case you are living in Spain. So it's something that
Yeah,
you have, well, you have more opportunities. That's a reality to speak Spanish because, well, everyone surrounding you is going to be able to speak Spanish,
yeah, yeah,
but that can make you face a situation where you have more opportunities also to make mistakes. So,
yeah.
how do you overcome this fear of making mistakes?
I think ultimately I just accept it as long as they understand the idea I'm trying to explain. That's better than nothing. And if they're your friends, which you know they are, then they'll understand and they'll be patient. And I found like people so encouraging of just trying. Like people love the fact that you're trying. So therefore keep going.
There's a lot of people that they have fear of making mistakes because they think that even they haven't started yet,
Yeah.
they must say everything perfect. And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how do
Yeah.
you pretend to do this
Yeah.
if you have never done it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
impossible that the first times you do it, no, or
Yeah.
the first month, it's going to be perfect. So, but that's I think that this is a very good advice for people that they were in your situation. That it's like, well, I just accept it because
Yeah.
it is what it is. No, you have seen that you have been improving by making
Yeah.
mistakes.
And unless you go through that phase of sounding like a 5-year-old or an idiot, you're never going to get to the place where you sound better. So I realize you have to go through that stage of sounding ridiculous
Uh-huh.
because otherwise you won't reach there. Because if you don't practice, you won't improve.
Mhm. People
Yeah.
put a lot of pressure on that, but it's like you are doing usually people is learning Spanish to enjoy. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
not something that nobody else is putting the pressure on themselves. When you speak with a native in Spain,
Yeah.
they don't care if you make mistakes. In fact,
Yeah,
they are
yeah, yeah.
just grateful that you are trying, right?
A
So
hundred percent. Yeah, yeah. That's so true.
there's other people that they, oh my god, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah. Okay, so if you could talk to your past self,
Yeah.
past Sam, from before starting working together,
Yep.
what advice would you give to him?
Do your practices every day.
Okay.
Don't skip a practice. Um, and I would, what would I do? Almost what we've just spoken about, care less sooner. I think I still was reluctant to talk for a long time because of my desire to be perfect. So
Mhm,
actually, I would just accept far earlier in the process that making mistakes is part of the process and that's okay.
mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
And what would you say to a person that says, for example, well, I want to learn Spanish, but I'm going to do Duolingo because I don't have time.
Mm. I think the time that you spend on Duolingo, you can do 5 minutes of talking into WhatsApp. Um, so yeah, my advice would be choose a method that's going to deliver something. Let me say that again. I would say choose a method that's going to deliver something rather than 5 minutes a day on Duolingo. Do 5 minutes on WhatsApp, sending a voice message and practicing. That's far better.
I think people that they say that don't have time or that they are very busy or that they are doing Duolingo because they don't have time, a lot of times it's because they think that speak Spanish means study Spanish.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
nobody wants to lose their time
Yeah.
on studying Spanish or feeling like they are in school again. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
if you treat Spanish not like a school subject, but as something that it can be part of your life,
Yeah.
it's much easier, right? To
Yeah.
progress.
Agree.
Okay, so tell me, last thing, tell me one sentence for anyone who right now is feeling stuck, like maybe you once did.
One what like a piece of advice
Hmm.
or just a statement?
Yeah.
I think just enjoy the journey, embrace the mistakes, and talk about things that you're passionate about. Learn Spanish through passion. Spain is passionate, so you need to talk and learn about things that are of interest to you. And then whatever language that is, you can talk for hours, even if it's nonsense. At least you're learning.
Great advice, I would say. Okay, so Sam, thank you very much. That's it.
Yeah.
That will be everything. I'm really happy and I'm very proud of you in because you have been in your case. You are a very busy person. You're a person that works a lot, and even that you are able to do it. So when people is complaining, "Oh my God, I want to speak Spanish," but they don't do anything about it, it's like you
Yeah.
don't know Sam. It's like
A
because
lot of work.
like yeah, you are working all day or you are traveling a lot or you are doing all these type of things, but even that you are putting the effort not in terms of studying but in terms of speaking. So you are feeling better, well, of course. I mean, there's not any other possibility, right? Because you are doing and you are following the steps. So I'm very happy and I'm very proud of you. So congratulations. And that's it. That will be everything. If you want to say goodbye, you
Goodbye,
can.
people. Gracias por todo.
If you are in a similar situation, maybe you've tried apps, lessons, or teachers before, but you still cannot speak, I hope this video has helped you see what's possible. And if you'd like me to take a look at your case personally and see whether I can help you finally start speaking Spanish with confidence, there's a link below. Click there and we will analyze your specific situation. Thank you very much.